I don't have beef with nobody in this world, bro. Any girl that don't like me, that feel like we got beef, she has it with me. It's not reciprocating. Hey lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be another college horror story, but not really a roommate story. This is more so of a friend story if you read the title. I haven't told a story time on my channel since November of last year, and till this day it still gets views. That's actually my highest viewed video on my channel so far. I'm gonna link it somewhere on the screen, but in case you missed it, I'll link it in the description box down below. Yeah, this kind of set the tone for me about making friends, at least at my school. I'm good. Unless I've already been cool with you, then that doesn't count. But when it comes to making new friends,
no ma'am. No ma'am.
if you're interested in knowing how that went, stick around and continue watching this video. It all started my second year of college. This was sophomore year. It was winter break after fall semester, so this is my spring semester of sophomore year. It's when I got to hang out with them. Winter break, I met, okay, backtrack. I gotta give them names, of course. So we're gonna call one of them Lay, and we're gonna name the other one Star. So we have Lay and we have Star, okay? Cool. So I met Lay first. Lay was a person that I originally just wanted to meet, like that's it. Like how I am set up, I'm not really the type to have like a clique of friends or a group of girlfriends. Usually one girlfriend is enough for me and that's it. But I just want to meet like one girl that I can like hang out with all the time, almost every day, because every other person that I would meet already had their group of friends or had their own personal friend, and I was just like their number two. I'm not anybody's number two, baby. Period. I think I had tweeted something about like, oh, I'm trying to make friends before spring semester starts, something along those lines, and Lay had hit me in my DMs. I followed Lay on Twitter and then she followed me on Twitter because she had DM'd me. We was cool during winter break. We was chopping it up. We was getting to know each other, blase blase. Then we was ready to go back to school and actually meet up for the first time. School started and we met up. I think the second week of school, and we hung out for a little bit. We kind of pre-gamed a little bit when we first linked up, and it was cool. I thought she was cool. The second weekend in a row that we linked up, she told me that somebody else was gonna come through and hang out with us, this other person being Star. I didn't mind that there was going to be a third person in the circle, but I didn't really, like, again, like I said, I'm not used to hanging out with like a group of girls. I'm just used to being cool with one girl and going on about my day. I'm not really into the clique thing. But that's just me though. So I met Star, and Star was okay. Star was pretty cool. We pre-gamed. We were too lit to go to the actual function. I don't know what the function was in particular, but we ended up not going. I went back to my apartment on campus. This is when I was still living on campus, because I don't live on campus now. And Star went to wherever she lived at, but apparently she lived in the same complex that I lived in, just in a different building. So I hung out with them for a few times, not like a lot, but a few times during the week, and they seemed like really cool girls. But you know how somebody seems cool in the beginning, but then you hang out with them more, then you get to know who they really are? That's kind of what happened. So I'm just gonna fast forward to the toxicity. So y'all remember my college roommate horror story and how I explained to you guys how I lived in clusters? So this was the semester before I moved to clusters, but at the time being, Lay was already living in clusters. So we was always in there. Like every time we linked up, it was always at Lay's place. I don't know why that was, that's just how it was. So we're gonna fast forward to the first time we actually like went out, but like really lit. And I remember the drink we had as well. I will never drink that drink again, I said to myself at the time being. But I drank it again like a year later, but it didn't hit me the same. Me and Lay were going off the Burnett's. Pink lemonade too, that was the flavor, I remember. We were party hopping actually. So I remember we were at this one party. A fight broke out while we was there. I remember that. That was actually funny. A fight broke out while we was at the first party. After those 1 to 2 functions that we went to, I don't know if it was Star or Lay that told us. I'm pretty sure it was Star that said we should go to this guys cluster. And I kind of wish that I was a little bit in tune with the world when I found out whose clusters we was actually going to, because my boyfriend at the time, we're no longer together, but my boyfriend at the time, his friends know the person, and of course they were there when we went there. We weren't boyfriend and girlfriend at the time anyway, so even if they were to tell him, hey, Ashley was at so-and-so's clusters when we was over there, I mean, that wouldn't really matter because I didn't do anything anyway. It was only Lay that was acting up. So Lay had this boyfriend. It was a very toxic relationship. We were out at that function at the boys cluster, and Lay was dancing all up on, I think, like 2 of the guys over there, because it was all guys. We were the only girls. It was me, Lay, and Star. And prior to that night, before we went out, Lay and her boyfriend, we're gonna call him Ari, I know it's a girl name, but whatever, yeah, they got into it that same night.
Well, since you wanna piss me off tonight, I'm gonna drink my life away and turn up tonight.
And that's what she did. She consistently did that every time we would go out, and Star wouldn't say anything to anybody or make the situation look hot. But mind you, I didn't have a boyfriend at the time. The boyfriend that I was with, we weren't dating during this time at all. We were just kicking it. But when I would go out and I would have my fun, Star always had something to say. And it was just like, mind your business, because Star is in a whole public relationship. And whenever she's acting up when she's not supposed to be, you keep your mouth shut. But when it's me, you want to embarrass the crap out of me. But I'll pull up some examples later on, but I'm just saying. Back to the clusters night. Like I said, Lay was dancing all up on 2 of the guys at that guy's clusters. And mind you, we wasn't in the living room, we was in their room. It was like a really big circle in their room. And something was going on downstairs and we didn't know what was going on. Like, we heard some noise. So we went downstairs and we saw that it was Ari, Lay's boyfriend, and this other guy. They was downstairs. Like, I don't know how they knew that she was here, but I'm pretty sure she texted her boyfriend that we were at this boys cluster. There's a lot of buildings and clusters, and you just knew the exact one that your girlfriend so happened to be in. By the way, PSA before I tell this next part of the story, no matter how lit your friend is, do not let them out of your sight. Do not let them wander off. Just don't. Before Star and Lay, the people that I was hanging out with like that, we will be like all lit together all the time. Like, the same people we will leave with, the same people we'll go back to campus with. No matter how lit we may be or may seem. Like, you just don't leave people that you came with, especially if they're not coherent. You don't leave them by themselves. Like, that's just the lowest of the low. And that's what basically happened to me. Because like I said, I know I said that Lay was also lit, but I was as well. But Lay, I guess she's one of those girls. I'm one of those girls now, but mind you, this was my sophomore year. And I don't get lit like that. Well, at the time, I didn't get lit like that. So of course, it was a whole new thing to me. But I ended up wandering off, and I remember wandering off. Clusters is right here and student apartments is right here. And at the time I lived on campus, remember, and I lived in student apartments for that 1 semester. So I basically just crossed the street and my apartment was right there. So I didn't have to do like a whole lot of walking. But maybe it was because clusters and student apartments were like not too far from each other. I didn't mind it, but at the same time, nobody called my phone. Nobody checked on me. Nobody was looking for me. None of that. I woke up the next day. I didn't see any missed calls from the night before. I didn't see missed texts from the night before. So basically, nobody was checking for me. That is red flag number 1. And there was a lot of red flags I'm going to mention in the story. I just chose to ignore it. I got a phone call from Lay. She wasn't calling me about where I went last night. Like, hey, we noticed that you disappeared last night. Where did you go? She called me to ask if I seen her keys last night. That she had to stay at her boyfriend's place because she couldn't find her keys. I was just as lit as you. Why would I even know that information? I was just like, no, I don't know about your keys. I didn't see your keys. I don't know. And then she was like, oh, okay. And just hung up the phone. That threw me left the remainder of the day, but I was like, it's cool. Next day, she hits me up and she wants to hang out. And I'm like, sure. And of course, Star is there. Throughout the times that we would link up and hang out, I noticed that Star was really sucking on Lay's wood. Things that Star would do towards me, she wouldn't really do towards Lay. And me and Lay could probably be doing the exact same things, but I'll get treated differently compared to Lay. She was kind of like Lay's groupie. I don't know if Lay noticed that, because at some point it got like really creepy. So I think this was like Springfest week, and there was an event happening in the PAC. So we all met up at the PAC, and I remember, and I thought I looked nice that night. I mean, I got compliments by other people that night. Star had saw Lay, and then Star was just hyping Lay up. Like,
hey, you look bomb, you look fire.
Then there's me, and she's like,
hey, Ashley.
Like, if you're gonna hype your friend up, hype the whole group, and we all looking good. So I'm just like, I know I took that as a little bit shady. I'm just saying, I know. Y'all see this. Hello. I can get cute. Okay? Period.
Relax.
So I remember we linked up and Lay had told me, hey, that Star is coming. I didn't say anything. I wasn't really feeling Star for real because I knew what was up with her and I. She didn't really rock with me. To her, I was a person that was just there because whenever she was there, she was only focused on Lay and not really me. Unless she wanted to be on some weird stuff. Like, I guess pick on me or whatever. Days prior to us linking up again, Lay had ended up dyeing her hair red. Star's hair, I think it was kind of more on the orange brunette type of wave after not seeing each other for days, right? Tell me why she came over and her hair was the exact same shade as Lay's. Like, that's creepy. I don't care how much I like you as a friend. If that was even the case for a Star at this point, like, I'm not finna copy you. I'm not gonna be your copy and paste. Like, that's just weird to me. Like, I can't. Not only because of the hair color, Star and Lay are both light-skinned Keishas. So, like, they literally look smack alike at this point. Exact same light-skinned Keisha-ness, exact same hairstyle, like the up bun that girls do. Star had it just like Lay had it, so they're literally twins, and we will go out and they will look like twins. People thought that they're like, did y'all plan this? Was this on purpose? If the lighting changed, I apologize, guys. There's a lot going on with this ring light. And I'm not the type to treat one friend one way and treat the other friend another way. Especially if we're all hanging out together. I'm assuming we're all supposed to be cool. So that's just me though. Clearly everybody's not like me. If I'm cool with one person in the group, I'm about to be cool with everybody in the group unless I know that she have a problem with me. She never said she did, but it was kind of obvious that she had a problem with me. And I remember I went to Royal Farms like off the late night. This was so champ. But I had laid my snacks on my bed and I was like taking a boomerang of my snacks like I'm about to eat good tonight. I posted that on my snap and I went about my day. Mind y'all, both Lay and Star follow me on all social media sites. That was Snapchat and Twitter because I wasn't on Instagram during that time. I'm technically still not, but I am more often because of my business now. So I remember I had posted that I went to Lay's because Lay had hit me up to pull up. So Star was supposed to pull up too, but she wasn't there yet. Star was kind of giving me an early warning. So she was like,
I'm just gonna let you know now that Star not really rocking with you right now.
What? Me and Star do not text outside of hanging out. I don't see her for days at a time unless we're all together in the room. Why would she have a problem with me if I haven't seen her nor talked to her? I asked Lay that. She was like,
she thought that you were hanging out with her man last night.
Ma'am, and I've seen the guys she attracts. I don't want none of that. And I mean that with all the shade behind it. I've seen the men that girl attracts. I don't want none of that, okay? So, of course, I was highly offended. I was like, who the f is her man? Because, again, she had some dudes on her line, so I didn't know that she was claiming one of them, actually. And then she told me who the guy was. And I know who he is. Him, specifically, I don't like. He's very weird. He's very creepy. Apparently they was messing around during the time, and I thought that was very weird because if you guys are exclusive, then why is he messing with other girls on campus? But that's none of my business. Okay. I was like, first of all, I was in my room all night, and the second of all, I don't even mess with him. And I told you guys that I don't like him. So, because he was brought up before in conversation, we were hanging out, and I told him, oh yeah, I know who that is. I don't like him because of reasons 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I know. I remember you telling us that you don't really like him. So I didn't think that you would hang out with him. But Star thinks that you did.
Okay, and then why didn't Star text me? I gotta wait to see her face to face. And Star finally came. She said, hey, to Lay. And then she saw me and was like, I gotta talk to you. In my head, I'm like, for what? We have nothing to talk about. I already told Star that Lay had told me what you was thinking in your mind, and I need you to understand that was my bed sheets in my room in my housing. She came to me all sweet, like,
oh, I knew that. I just wanted to be sure because your sheets look smack like his.
Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, but you could have texted me. You could have called me, FaceTimed me. We all have iPhones in this group. We all have each other's phone numbers in this group. But if you was so sure that I was in your man's, because I don't think he was yours, sweetie. If you really thought that I was your man's crib, you should have called me. You should have FaceTimed me to see if that was really what it was. But you want to talk big crap to Star that I'm messing with somebody, man. Ew. Not even my type of style. Like, I just thought the whole thing was really goofy. I don't rock with that. Like, if you have my phone number, especially if you have my phone number, text me, call me, ask me what's up. But don't tell somebody in the group what you think you saw. Then I have to hear it from the other girl what you thought you saw. If you're the one with the problem with me, tell me. Don't tell somebody to tell me like she's the messenger. That's lame. We all grown. Like, act your age, sweetie. But then again, that's everybody at that school. Nobody asked her freaking age. They all immature AF. And it didn't stop there. With Star, it was just like a weird situation. Because mind you, Lay had a boyfriend, but when we would go out, Lay would dance on every dude at the party. No one would say anything. Well, I don't say anything about anybody, period. My male friends act up and they got girlfriends. I don't say too much. My female friends that I know that got boyfriends, they act up and I don't say too much because it's none of my business. Me, Star, and Lay, girls that Lay knew, we all went to this function in clusters. I was dancing with this guy. And of course, Star being on my wood, tell me why Star's like, you know she got a boyfriend, right? Like, so loud. Louder than the DJ mode. Then, you know, of course, he's moving away from me. His friends are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Lay also knew my situation in the background, laughing at the situation like that was funny, and I didn't find that funny at all. Like, I look like the wild girl at the party cheating on her man. I didn't even have a man to cheat on. Like, you're being wild. And here I come having to defend myself. Oh, that's not true. Oh, that's not true. Oh, that's not true. And of course they're looking at me like, okay. But they low-key was not believing what I was saying, but I was really telling the truth. Like, I don't have a man. I don't know why she would say that. I don't know why she did that. It was mad corny of her to even do, because I was really enjoying, the guy himself seemed really cool, and I was really enjoying the conversations that we were having. I was really enjoying the vibe, and she kind of just ruined the vibe. And then the whole party heard her because she was real loud, that loud. The same night, it was a block party in clusters. Mind you, I kind of separated myself from the girls when that had happened. Like, I was still in their presence, but every time I would see like a person that I knew, I would kind of go towards them and talk to them for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And if I'm done talking to them, I just walk around. I was not feeling none of them after that. So there's one male friend that I do know. He doesn't go to our school. I want to call him Sai. So he was at the block party and I saw him. We're catching up, blase. I think I danced with him too. Prior to us both dancing with each other, I remember Star and I started C blocking. Like, she would be like, distance apart, you got a boyfriend. And then here's Sai look at me like, you got a boyfriend. I'm like, oh my, no, I do not. Yo, you got 5 seconds to get the out of my face before I spaz. You already embarrassed me at somebody else's function. Now we're outside in public and I'm with a friend and you're still trying to embarrass me? Like, girl, bye. When it's you and Lay, you're hyping Lay's head up to the max. no matter what she does, no matter what she says. But then when it's me, you want to hate on the kid because it was none of his business. I'm not really the type to tell people, hey, I'm dating somebody, or hey, I'm messing with somebody. That's kind of my business unless you're my friend, and then I'll be open to tell you. So the fact that I told Lay and Star in confidence, and now Star is all over campus telling people I got a boyfriend, I didn't really like that. I can tell that Star didn't really click with anybody else at school besides us. When I say us, I mean Lay. Sometimes when we will link up with Lay at her place, I kind of basically made it clear like, oh, like this is one girl group that's not on campus and they don't like her. This is other girl group on campus, I know Star, they don't like her either. This is other girlfriend group on campus, they don't like Star either. Like a lot of girls just don't like Star. So that was already another red flag for me. Like, why do you have beef with almost every female on this campus? That's the problem. Mind you, a lot of red flags was thrown in my face. I just chose to ignore because these were the only people that I could hang out with at the time. Please don't judge my judgment. This was me 2 years ago. Who I was 2 years ago is not who I am today. I'd rather be lonely than hang around with fake people. And that would affect us when we go out. One of them bumped me when I was getting my food in the cafeteria one time, and I was looking back at them like, are you serious? Like, my beef not even with you. I don't even know y'all names. You don't have beef with me because you have a problem with somebody else. Take that up with that person. Leave me out of it. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The friendship between Lay and Star wasn't even genuine. I'm gonna give y'all an example. Lay and I weren't that close either, but we did text from time to time. So I remember that I was in my room and Lay wanted to link up. I think there was a move during the day, like in the middle of the day. I think she and Star had like a argument during that time. Like, oh, she's having an attitude with linking up because she got to do something around the time we're supposed to link up. I don't have time for this. She so this, she so that. It was definitely talking behind Star's back. This is when Lay started throwing me off. Because Lay would be one way and she's basically doing a whole 180 on her energy just 5 seconds ago. And I don't respect that as a woman. Like, if you want to be about your issue, be about it from the beginning to the end. Period. You be telling me you got beef with somebody, then match that energy when you see them. But don't tell me you don't like so-and-so, but then we get in their face, you're their friend. For example, there was this kickback at UT, short for University Terrace. That's the freshman all females dorm, right? But they have this pavilion by their dorm. Prior to that, right? Because again, we always link up at Lay's house before we head out. This is girl, we're gonna call her Dee. We had bio lab together. One time in lab, we had a conversation. I don't know how the conversation came about, but we were talking about the two girls I was hanging out with, Star and Lay. Dee didn't have a problem with Lay at all, but she never liked Star. Again, like I said, Star had no other people that she was cool with on campus but us and Lay. And when I say us and Lay, I mean just Lay. Apparently her and Dee were suite mates their freshman year. Dee was telling me stories that was going on when they all lived in UT together and how Star was always doing the most, always being extra. At some point they almost fought during that time when they were all living together. Okay, so she's been like this the minute she's been at the school. This is not like a new personality. Okay. But that same week we all hung out again at Lay's place. We were just talking about girls at school, you know, just talking. Dee was brought up because Dee and Lay were texting. So I was like, oh, you text Dee? I have class with her. Star had intervened and was like, oh, I hate that female dog, clean version. She sold this and she sold that. I'm like, oh, so the stories were true. And she's like, what story? I told Star what exactly Dee told me when we was in class. Star was responding all aggressive. Star was going off about Dee, whatever. Star was real life up Lay's bottom. I think she was too blind to see the shade. Because after she had said all that she said about how she really felt about Dee, Lay came in and was like, well, we're grown. And this is college. And I can be friends with who I want to be friends with, whether y'all have beef with this person or not. If I like them, I like them. I noticed that Star didn't really respond to that, but in my head I'm like, that's a red flag. But people are different. Some people don't care, some people don't. But me personally, I dealt with that in previous friendships before and it never went well with me. And Lay like meant it. But Lay was cool with most of the girls that had beef with Star. So I remember we were all supposed to link up before going to the party at the UT Pavilion. And I don't know what happened. I remember it was to a point where Star couldn't link up with us and she had to meet us at the party. I didn't care, of course, but it really bothered Star. So there was another girl that was hanging out with us in replacement of Star. I didn't really care for her myself because I thought she was kind of on some groupie stuff. Like, oh, can I hit your, oh, can I drink your, get your own. Didi, remember Didi, right? And mind y'all, Lay and Didi would text. But Lay had told me how she had a problem with Didi just the other week. You were just saying you don't care if your friend got a problem with who you cool with. You gonna be cool with who you want to be cool with. Now all of a sudden y'all got beef. Basically, her and Ari, her boyfriend, right? One of Ari's roommates was a plug. Didi and a group of her girlfriends were copping. So they saw Ari and Lay going up the steps to his room. And she saw that they was all staring at the both of them going up the steps, and they was all laughing at her and snickering, and I'm guessing talking behind her back. So Leia was telling me all of those things and was like, when I see her at this function at the pavilion, I'm gonna beat her ass. I'm gonna I'm gonna whoop whoop whoop. I'm like, oh, the 180, because just the other week you was besties. Now you're talking about beating her up. Star ends up meeting us at the function. And that was the four of us. So Didi was with a friend. You know, Star looking all uncomfortable. So Lay asked Didi, do you have a problem with me? So Didi was like, I don't have an issue with her. The only person in this circle right now that I don't like is her. Like, we're like turned around and looked and pointed at Star. So I'm guessing that made Star uncomfortable, and Star walked off and left us behind, right? Didi in my face like, Ashley, didn't I say the only person I have a problem with was with Star? Like, Ashley, didn't I say? Ashley, don't you know that? Ashley, didn't I say? And I'm like, yeah, girl, yeah. Lady is all like, oh, well, it's cool then. 5 minutes ago, she was talking bad about you and your boyfriend, and all of a sudden, it's cool. But Star had like left, and that really pissed Lay off. Like, Lay just talked about it the whole night. We went to my apartment first. While we're sitting in my apartment thinking about the next move, Lay is just going off about Star. Oh, she's not a real friend. She's so fake for leaving us. Blah blah blah. She's this and she's that. Like, talking her crap. Every person that we saw on the way to different places, she would like hypothetically ask, oh, if your friend left you at a party, how would you feel? If your friend did this, how would you feel? Let's say your friend did this, how would you feel? Like, just throwing her best friend under the bus. They didn't talk for that whole weekend, but they were cool the following week. And you thought Star was a fake friend. You really told the whole world, that she was the worst friend you ever had. But we're going to get into it. If there was something that she would need, she would hit me up. If Star couldn't do it for her. But when I need them, of course, they're not available. So this is one night we were all going to hang out, right? So we're going to call him Paco. Paco had linked up with us that night. We were at this function. Clusters. I don't know why Star just likes to have beef with people. I peeped that there was some guy in her face, but I knew who the guy was. There was another guy that Star was messing with, minus the guy that she accused me of messing around with from a snap of my food, remember? Girl, I don't know. And all of a sudden, fight. We'll fight. Star has swung on the boy. Lay was pulling Star out of the apartment, and me and Paco are following behind Star and Lay. Okay, I was mad because it was a really chill function, and now we gotta leave because somebody can't control themselves. So it was just like a lot of toxicity within that friendship. I need to wake up. Like, I've been nice, I've been patient, but I can't really hang out with y'all no more. So I ended up going in the cut. I kind of just stayed in my room away from them the majority of the semester. When I started distancing myself from them, that's when things even started to escalate even more. Lay had hit me up and link up with her and Star, but I was like, I'm with such and such in my room right now, or I'm doing homework, or I'm just now leaving class and I'm tired. It was this girl that took my place. We're gonna call her Samaya. Now Samaya basically was my replacement. Okay, cool, y'all found somebody to take my place. Great, so now y'all can leave me alone. So the semester ended, and again, me and Star don't even talk, so I didn't care about that. But later, she stopped hitting my phone. Remember, I was getting ready to go out one night, and I saw that she had texted me. It was like, well, what's the mood tonight? Mind you, now was summer vacation. I was actually going to text her back, but I was doing something, so I went and did what I was doing. Came back to my phone. I saw that she double texted, and she was like, sorry, wrong number. And I responded, and I was like, your text wasn't even acknowledged. And I blocked her instantly because it was like, I haven't heard from you in a minute, and during that time I wasn't hearing from you. You was talking negatively about me. But y'all, when I tell y'all she went off on me, this confirmed for me that she was never really my friend either. Like, if you're still following me on social media but you feel like you're blocked on iMessage, which you were, but if you really believe that you were blocked, you still follow me on Snapchat, you could have DM'd me there. You still follow me on Twitter, you could have DM'd me there. But instead, you want to call me all sorts of B words and H words, and we're going to fight when we get back to campus in the fall and this, that, and the third. Because all I said was you weren't acknowledged. When people pop off like that, and it was after the littlest thing that just happened, A, they never liked you to begin with. And B, they were just finding that right time to finally go off. She showed her true colors that night. Once you take it to social media, we have no friendship. I don't entertain Twitter BS, especially if I met you in person, I know you in person. This was the beginning of the semester, so I think like the second or third week of school, I was walking to the SSC. And I did see Lay with Samaya, but like everybody at that school like stares at each other. So I don't stare at people. I don't know why me doing that was me being scary, which is one of the things that she called me on social media. How am I scary when I was in your face all the dang time? You be the main one talking crap about people, but then when they're in your face, you're quiet. But I'm scary. Anyway, they've already walked past me. She's being so loud in clusters talking about, oh, she don't see me. Oh, she just gonna keep walking past me. First of all, man, you had an issue with me. I don't have beef with nobody in this world, bro. Any girl that don't like me, that I feel like we got beef, she has it with me. It's not reciprocating. And I saw her again, like literally the next week. I was going to the library and she was coming the opposite direction. I'm on the phone with a friend from back home. Like, all of a sudden she has to check her phone. So she's looking down at her phone, scrolling hard as heck, walking past me. I look back like, huh? Basically, you was trying to give your friend a show because you had an audience last week. That's why you was acting big and bold. But now that you're by yourself, all solo dolo, you want to pull out your phone from your back pocket and start scrolling because now you're getting closer to my direction. What? So I'm telling my friend that over the phone, and she's like, girl, she is goofy like you said. Don't even worry about it. I'm like, I wasn't worried about it, but it's like, keep the same energy. But then again, it's her. She never keeps the same energy. Then summer came around. Now it's 2019. So our school's hashtag on Twitter is in shambles. I'm like, what's tea? Apparently, there were these two girls who were on social media beefing. So, you know, I'm scrolling through trying to get all the tea together. Yo, tell me why the two girls that were publicly beefing on the hashtag were Star and Lay. Which made sense because fall semester, I noticed Star was in my likes a lot and quoting my stuff and things like that, trying to get my attention through social media. I noticed that throughout fall semester. I forgot to bring that up, and I thought that was pretty weird. Why are you trying to be my friend again? When I saw her the first week of school, she literally walked right past me, so I already knew that Lay had told Star what had happened. And of course, like I said, Star is up Lay's you know what. Automatically, without asking me my side of the story, she believed Lay's and acted like she didn't know nobody. Cool. I noticed later on that semester, like months passed, she was trying to like get my attention through social media, and I would of course ignore it. Some people were tweeting their opinions about the situation, of course, but the main tweet that I would see from most people was, but aren't y'all best friends? But aren't they best friends? Their relationship was never genuine. I knew that this was bound to happen. I just never knew that it would actually happen. Like, it's a possibility that they may end up not being friends for long, but it happened quicker than I thought. And now it's on social media. One thing that Star should have done that I did was not entertain her on Twitter. Because you see this girl every freaking day at school. If she was really about it, she would have came to you face to face and made something shake. But of course, she waited till school was over. Like she did with me. She waited till school was over to come at me. Now it's another summer. She waited till school was over to come at you. Now you're giving the whole school a show. I'm not Star's friend, so I'm not about to slide her DMs and give her tips on how to deal with it. you beef with almost every female at that school anyway. I'm pretty sure you got this. Then Star never came back to our school after that semester. Lay doesn't go to our school anymore either. I think she graduated or something. I can't keep dealing with this every time I meet a new girl on campus. And I'm not saying every girl that I met on campus I've had problems with. Some of them are still cool to this day, but there were some that I did meet and I had similar issues. Like, they were just like too weird. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Give this video a big thumbs up if you're rocking with it. Comment, subscribe, share this with your friends. Follow me on all socials. Shop my lash and lip gloss store, AMOURMINXX.myonline.store. Follow us on IG and Twitter at AMOURMINXX. Period. Until my next one.